Hello, everybody. Welcome to the September Discord Mooar Town Hall. John, Tian, you guys want to do some mic checks?
Yes, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Loud and clear. Sounds perfect. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Pretty good. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good evening.
Everybody can hear us in the audience. Send us some emotes. Let us know in the chat. There is a box up in the top right-hand corner. If you're not familiar with Discord, there is a chat for this live stage. Great place for you guys to go to ask questions. We will certainly be pulling questions from the audience as the meeting goes on. This should last about an hour. We got a lot of stuff to talk about over the course of the last month, everything that's been happening with Mooar in the course of September. And then hopefully we've got some good alpha, some good things that are coming in the future, exciting stuff as well. Before we get started on all that, Jan, you've been traveling a ton. Can you tell us a little bit about your travels?
I firstly went to Korea for the KBW and spent about a week over there, and then heading to Singapore for the Token 2049. And I got like ton of side event, after party, and main event. There's a few hackathons I attend. So yeah, overall, very busy 2 weeks.
Nice, very nice. Tien, we're about to go through a ton of stuff that we've updated and added to the Mooar website over the course of the last month. You've been busy. You and the dev team have really been busy, haven't you?
Yeah. A lot of things going on the back end right now. Hopefully getting excited like those things will be surfaced in the next 1-2 months. Very excited.
Very cool. Well, let's dig through. The month of September, this month that we've just worked our way through, Mooar NFT Derby was a tremendous success. Drip Season 2 trading on Mooar. We added Polygon, another blockchain with secondary trading on Mooar. Gas Hero was announced to be on Polygon, and we set up the migration to move the Gas Hero badges over. Sunflower Land and Gas Hero vouchers and Talk Like a Pirate Day, Finding Satoshi drip drops, Gas Hero competitions, all kinds of stuff. Let's go through these one by one real quick and fill everybody in on kind of the details of what's happened with the last month. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Very good. So top of the list, Mooar NFT Derby. This was 7 tasks. We had 48 hours for each task. This kicked off at the beginning of September, a very first real Mooar trading event. We had things included like creating a Fairmint collection, creating and minting a GNT image, purchasing NFTs on the secondary market. I believe overall we had thousands of unique wallets that participated in this NFT derby. Were there any of the tasks that really stood out to you, Tenue, where you felt like this was one where we saw a lot of real huge increased volume on Mooar and impressed you?
Yeah, I think one of the impressed one is first task that involves a lot of listings on Mooar for sale. And I think we really trying to encourage trading, and for listing will be the first step. So in this NFT Derby, we got a huge, remarkable, over 200% growth on listing compared to the data from the previous months. So really excited on that. And I think some other tasks involves GNT creation is also very interesting.
Absolutely. Using the GNT tool to create some AI art, listing those. Even the, I think task 6 it was, where it was purchasing a Fairmint NFT on the secondary market. Mm-hmm. There was a massive surge and purchases of these Fairmint NFTs during the course of this NFT derby. I think it was over 1,000 or over 1,500% increase, which is awesome. Yeah. And of course, at the end, everybody collected up their tickets. We had 10 winners that got 1,000 GMT each, and it felt very, very successful. What do you think, Jan? Overall, these trading type competitions built into Mooar, is this something that you like to see and something you think we should do more of?
I think overall the trading has also to be meaningful. I think we also going to discuss about as a platform, what can we create experience and meaningfulness to the people that participate and get involved. So certainly that trading is one of the essential sort of feature for all the marketplace. And how can we make it meaningful is certainly one of the big tasks for us, which we're going to resolve down the track. So definitely, yes, down the track.
Absolutely. Very, very cool. Let's keep cranking through the list. Next big one that we had this month was adding Drip Season 2 trading to Mooar. So for those that aren't familiar with this collaboration that we did along with Drip, we had the opportunity with all of FSL, Steppen, Mooar, and Gas Hero, to be part of their showcase collection, which was a Wednesday drop. And all of the Wednesday showcases for Drip show up under the Season 2 massive collection that has so many NFTs, it's insane. And in addition to that, Season 2, we also started our own Finding Satoshi collection, and we have a new NFT or group of NFTs that drop every Friday. And we'll get into the most recent drop of that too, because that was a lot of fun. But one of the things that we wanted to do with Mooar was have the ability to trade all of these compressed NFTs on the Mooar platform. And because there are so many of them, and because going through and indexing all these is so complicated, it was a chore, right, Anyway, to get our dev team to really get them all fully functional. So initially, we had the Finding Satoshi Friday weekly drops tradable on Mooar, and during the course of this month, we added in the ability for all of these additional Season 2 drip collections and any other that we want to add, compressed NFT collections, to trade on Mooar. Do you have any thoughts about compressed NFT trading?
Yeah, exactly. That was a huge improvement for me and for the dev team. I think for those of you might not so familiar with compressed NFT, so these drip compressed NFT collection we collaborated with. We had a huge give out earlier. The whole collection has, I think, 4 millions or 6 millions of items for that collection. So it's totally just generally like another story or a brand new way to kind of interacting with the community. So by allowing that, usually for compressed NFT, we can deal with huge amounts of items in one collection. And as a platform, we can also, one of the things that it's really good at is you can do large scale airdrops with this technology. So with this technology, be prepared that we will have the ability to do that thing, the huge airdrops or other ways to kind of engage huge amounts of community members in the long term.
I got a follow-up question. I'm reading through chat. So many really good questions in chat. We will be pulling some awards from these as well. Exotic asked to follow up about CNFT minting. And have we thought about this, compressed NFT minting on Mooar? So you think about, the ability to create GNT images with our AI tool and then mint that instantly, or have a GNT image, use that AI tool to create an entire collection. Have we thought about the possibility of having those mint compressed NFTs instead of regular NFTs? And where do you guys stand on that?
That's very exciting. I mean, that's a creative way of thinking it. Essentially, if you make the whole collection into compressed NFT, that will be maybe in my imagination what it can do. Probably many creators can launch, multiple collections, even hundreds of collections, and they all kind of work together, have a huge collaborations, and it will can generally have more interactions between different collections and have our overall sort of umbrella of compressed collection. That can be, I'm totally just imagining the possibility here. But I think, with that technology ready, we definitely can do that in the future.
Yeah, as I've met with the dev team, I definitely felt from them that they see compressed NFT as almost a scaling solution, right? Where if you're minting minimal numbers of NFTs, the current process works really well, and it's not all that expensive. But as you start to scale up to potentially millions of NFTs being minted, I think you mentioned the airdrops previously, right? So if all of a sudden you're trying to airdrop something out to all the wallets connected to Mooar, or if you're trying to do what Drip does, and you're trying to mint 450,000 NFTs per drop, all of a sudden compressed NFTs become something that is almost a necessity, right? To financially make it make sense.
Okay. Exactly. From a platform perspective. And from a user perspective, Drip also like have a huge collection that has a bunch of different channels. If we can have that for GNT creations, that would be also very interesting, right?
Absolutely.
Imagine a unified collection with a bunch of community members, creators who all have their own channels to engage with their own community. Just a lot of potentials there.
Sure. And then when it comes to partnering with other existing compressed NFT collections in the future for secondary trading, that's really all open to us now, right? On a collection by collection basis. If there are compressed NFT collections out there that our community wants to see traded on Mooar, they can suggest those to us, and we should be able to add those in as needed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Sounds good. Okay, how about Polygon? This was the big one this month, right? This is one I'm definitely excited about. We heard that Gas Hero is going to be on Polygon. We announced and launched Polygon secondary trading on Mooar. That could incorporate in a lot of different things, right? That's the ability to go into Mooar and connect the Polygon wallet. That is having our DEX having GMT on Polygon. So now as you have that Polygon wallet connected to the Mooar website, click on add funds and you can instantly convert back and forth between USDC, GMT, and Matic. Also have the ability to maybe go into something like GNT. And in the past, we had the ability to create this AI image on GNT and mint it instantly to Solana. Now we could potentially mint it instantly on Polygon as well. And then as you use that GNT tool to make an entire collection, 100 images, 300 images, 1,000 images, you could submit it to Fairmint. And that Fairmint could now be on Polygon chain as well as the others. So there's so many things that come along with secondary trading on Polygon, collections on Polygon, using the built-in DEX door in order to convert between funds on the to and from Polygon, and even just minting individual images on Polygon. That was a big one, Tenue, right? That was a big one to add into to the Mooar website. Can you give us any more details about that and how it went?
Yeah. So we've added this basically the full functionality on GNT and Fairmint for Polygon. Previously, it's only for Solana, as a lot of our members are familiar with. But now we finally kind of you can start your creations onto the EVM ecosystem, right? And also Polygon. The reason we choose Polygon is also not only because it's in EVM, but also it has very low gas cost. So it's just suitable for any early stage creators who wants to launch projects on EVM. As James just mentioned, we are fully functioning right now on Polygon. You can buy your GMT credits with Polygon GMT. Exchange tokens on our DEX on Polygon chain, GMT, USDC, Matic, and submit for Polygon Fairmint. Cool. I think you have basically covered everything, James.
Sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to. I appreciate your input. What do you think, Jan? What do you think about adding Polygon to Mooar, right? The ability of having this additional blockchain on the marketplace, on the launch pad, built into the AI tool. You feel like it's important overall in the grand scheme of things to be multi-chain on Mooar, similar to our initial philosophy with Steppen and pushing multi-chain?
There are several reasons that we pick Polygon, right? So I think, yes, it's important to be on multi-chain, but again, we cannot just do multi-chain for the sake of multi-chain, right? So for what we are heading down the track, I think having an EVM layer 2 is very important, especially that we're looking at all these account abstractions happening on the Ethereum level. So certainly that we will need something that compatible if we're going to roll out, let's say, user-friendly functions. So it's more of a strategic move to be on Polygon. That's for one. And second is there's really not, compared to ETH or Sol, Polygon NFT is not as diverse, let's just say it that way, versus Sol or ETH, right? So I think we will pose more opportunities, right? So on Polygon as well. So I think that's sort of the thinking behind that we build on Polygon rather than other places.
Absolutely. And a big part of that decision was obviously Gas Hero, right? We made the announcement that Gas Hero is going to be launching on the Polygon chain. We have these Gas Hero badges that we were able to earn within Steppen. These Gas Hero badges were on Solana. And so we built in this migration tool right into the Mooar website where you could bring your Gas Hero badge to Mooar and you could migrate your badge directly to Polygon and time this with the announcement that Gas Hero was launching on Polygon. I think the majority of those have been merged over, but there's still more to be merged. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Tenue, and what it was like to build that into the website and how that's been going?
Yeah, totally. We will still keep that gate open for a very long time. So anyone, although I encourage everybody who has a badge in Solana, you can just migrate to Polygon. But yeah, if you haven't yet, do it. But we will still keep the gate open. So in terms of that, I think we basically, from a backend perspective, we did, like from a usually you cannot migrate one NFT directly to another. What we did is we did a very serious and secured way of sourcing and checking all the assets. We kind of burned the one that you have on Solana and remint a one that we're matching with all the numbers. We make it secure, we make it accurate. So we burned and remint onto Polygon. But at the front end, we want to give users a very smooth experience. Just feels like you just transfer your NFT from one blockchain to another. That's what we want to give the feeling to the users. But yeah, generally, I think this is a way that in the future, if some project will be involving some assets transferring from one chain to another, we can do that design and user experience. I think these activities events been testing this design, and it works pretty well.
Perfect. I've got a follow-up question here from chat. Again, we will be giving out awards for these really good questions in chat. This one comes out with Valbens, someone who is a fantastic creator on Mooar and has made some amazing stuff. Valbens asks, when will Polygon Fairmint work and be considered? Also, will it go separately from the Solana on the collection approved list? I think that's a great question, right? And that was part of our initial announcement. So my understanding, and Tenue, correct me if I'm wrong, Polygon Fairmint is working perfectly right now. And if you go in and create these GNT collections within the Fairmint launchpad, right, within Mooar, you can submit either to Solana or to Polygon. So that's completely available now. And I think another piece that sometimes maybe we miss out on really communicating effectively to the community is that when you submit collections to the Fairmint launchpad, then there's two different versions of this Fairmint launchpad now. There's both the priority, which gives you full access to that carousel and the front page and full marketing. And there's also Fairmint Instant, which allows you to instantly launch your Fairmint collection on its own page, separate of that carousel. For both of those, you also have the ability to upload your own art. You don't have to use GNT. You don't have to use this AI art. If you are an artist yourself, if you want to hire an artist or know an artist and you're creating all these images for yourself to create a collection, you have that ability within Mooar to take all that art combined together to submit it for approval for launching on either one of those Fairmints. Is that correct, anyway?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the comprehensive explanation. That's 100% correct. Yeah, for Fairmint, we just want to give everybody a chance or a gate for ordinary creators to launch your ideas, make your ideas into collections, whether you're using our GNT tool, which probably you can launch it without any art or coding skills. But if you are an artist yourself, we fully respect the handcrafted projects and creations. You can just use the normal ways of uploading assets to upload your works, artworks, and kind of organizing the traits, properties, rarities, whatever you want in our creator tools. And when you're submitting, you can submit to Fairmint as well. So all the approval is based on quality. So we will not be any in favor of GNT creations or whatsoever. We just our team will carefully review every submissions equally and give everybody a chances. Whether it's to be promoted or if you think your project is more time sensitive, you can just submit to Fairmint Instant. We rename it in a way, make everything just clear. One is they're all Fairmints. One is instant. One is, of course, if you wait, you have a better promotion on Mooar.
Absolutely. Just going back to Valmint's original question, kind of a TLDR. Polygon Fairmint works now. You have the ability to submit collections, Polygon Fairmint, in addition to Solana Fairmint, immediately, right? We already have some that have been submitted with GNT, the AI art. You also can submit your own artwork, right, or artwork that you hire to Polygon Fairmint in addition to Solana Fairmint and the others. And when it looks at what is Fairmint and what isn't, I think this comes up a lot with these trading competitions. We got one going on right now. We talked just previously about the one that we had with the NFT Derby. And so all of these collections that are launching on the Mooar Launchpad are considered Fairmint. And it's really just a differentiation of, is it on the carousel and getting that full marketing support of the front page, or is it launching on your own individual collection page? But all of that is considered Fairmint Launchpad for the purposes of these competitions. And I know there's been a lot of questions about that over the last coming days. We'll go into the current event that's going on now, and we can clarify some of that as well. Anything else left on that before we move on to the next topic? I think we're good.
Oh, good.
How about Sunflower Land? What do you think about Sunflower Land in this very first raffle mint on Polygon? Was that a challenge, Jan Tenue, for the team to get that all set up and get raffle mint working on Polygon as well?
I think that's Taylor's question, but personally, it's very exciting to see the first Polygon raffle mint. Taylor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the first one. It's kind of challenging, to be honest, for the dev team, but we successfully did it because it's all we did so many things related to Polygon back in the earlier of this month. Polygon GNT, Polygon Fairmint, Polygon trading, sourcing, indexing all the Polygon projects to be available for secondary trading, and then plus these raffle mints. We originally were a little bit worried because Polygon, a lot of people are not so familiar with Polygon and Polygon wallets. We're worried not so many people have Matix in their wallet for gas, but ended up it was a huge success. We have locked a total amount of 2.3 million of GMT, and it is one of the largest participation in all Mooar events, in all the Mooar raffle mints.
Right?
I think we had almost 1,000, right?
That participated, yeah, which is fantastic. I think it's neat anytime you have an opportunity to introduce our community to another community and vice versa, right? And I feel like there's a community out there on Polygon, certainly the Sunflower Land community, that probably isn't as familiar with Steppen and Mooar as maybe a Solana community or Ethereum community or even a BNB community is. And so this was a fun opportunity to learn more about Sunflower Land. I got to participate in that AMA, learn a lot more about their project, and to see that be so successful as a raffle mint on Mooar really works. And then, of course, we followed it up immediately with a Sunflower Land GNT competition. This was like some of our other social media type events that we do, the ability to take GNT and create art with it. This art was Sunflower Land pixel art style submissions. I think we had over 250 submissions for that. had a bunch of winners that won both GMT and their token as well, the SFL token. And it really feels like GNT is coming into its own with all these different styles and the ability to make pixel art and make the different things. Have you played around with pixel art creation on GNT, Tianyu? I know you've kind of tinkered with it in every which way. Is that something you've experimented with?
I personally haven't tried pixel art on GNT yet, but look at my profile. I love
right. You got the OG pet, which is perfect. Yep, made by our own Becca, Step in Europe, which works good. I know he's down there in the community as well. I think I cheat anytime I try to make pixel art on GNT. I always look at the styles that are up above at the top. So one of the styles from one of the other projects up there is a pixel art style, and so I just use that, and it kind of gets me partway there. But that was fun to see that work as well. We move from Sunflower Land now into Gas Hero vouchers being tradable on Mooar. I've seen the Common Hero coupons trading. I've also seen these base construction vehicles trading on Mooar. This is a great marketing opportunity, right? For our Gas Hero pioneers, for our ambassadors, for our moderation teams, for our marketing teams, right? Across all the social media channels, have these and to kind of start seeing some of these, trading volumes and how it works. I assume that was a pretty easy ad, right? Meant a few base construction vehicles, meant some common Gas Heroes, and set them up on secondary trading on the Polygon chain. Was there anything unique about that, Tianyu? You guys had to set up?
Yeah, I think it went pretty smooth, and nothing too special. But I think it's just we really want to build around, like earlier we talked about Polygon, want people to be familiar with trading something, having some matics, holding some matics, paying some gas fee, doing some activities on Polygon, and trading Gas Hero vouchers. So hopefully, like, people are getting familiar with Polygon and getting excited for the upcoming Gas Hero. All the events, we have many more new events and giveaway in the future, and going to be launching the game. So hope everybody's ready and get excited.
Awesome, very cool. John, I got a left field question for you about Gas Hero. Okay. Is it okay if I ask you something crazy about Gas Hero?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking about these initial trades that are happening now with the base construction vehicles and the common Gas Hero coupons that are trading on Mooar. I'm forecasting forward, and I'm thinking of a day when Gas Hero launches. It's being designed to scale in a way that Steppen did, right? From hundreds of users to thousands to potentially tens of thousands, and who knows, maybe million plus users would be the goal, I would think. If all of that trading happens on Mooar, what does that mean for Mooar as a trading platform when all of a sudden you have all of this crazy amount of trading happen on the Polygon blockchain, all this liquidity on Mooar? Does that become a major growth driver for Mooar, and kind of the vision of how to get that liquidity on Mooar and have people there on a daily basis, and then possibly trading all these other projects as well? Or do you see Gas Hero as something more where they're going to be trading within the game as opposed to trading on Mooar? Maybe that's too much. Maybe you can't. If you can't say, don't.
We're always looking at, because you're looking at, right, from more of a game design or develop perspective, that you do want to have a separate marketplace for separate product. And also people were asking for, how, why we can't have separate product trading on Mooar, and so on and so forth. So Mooar is a good place of releasing something new. Let's say don't have a product yet, to have some trading volume, exchange of asset before the game being released. And once game released, I would say that preferably we want to have the product trading within that, just for the sake of simplicity, right? You don't want to go out for outside of the product and trading on a separate marketplace and transfer it back to the apps. So initially we did the same thing with Steppen, is that we don't have an in-app marketplace, which we have to trade it on externally. And once we migrated back, And now, because we also have an NFT marketplace, so we're also looking at, okay, if we can trade some of the STEPN thing or more. So I think overall, we want to make some connection between our product, but we still want to have the simplicity of user experience. So certainly there's like balancing we have to make. How much of connection we need to have with Mooar and Gas Hero, for example, so on and so forth. So it's very much in the discussion and product development sort of stage, and also how we have to look at, can we even implement, a marketplace in the product? Because you are doing this on mobile, for example, then how you're dealing with, all the restrictions you have, right? So there is certainly a lot of things we have to consider, and also have some backup plans.
Absolutely. And when I think about STEPN, right, and part of what made STEPN so great and so scalable is how simple it was for non-native crypto users to download the app, to engage with it, and to do everything within that game, right? You had an ability to have a DEX built in, and I can convert between GST and GMT and USDC right within my STEPN app without having to go outside somewhere. I had this marketplace built in, and maybe I can brag and say this, I don't know that you would say it out loud, but it feels to me like when you look at all the other crypto games I've played on any given blockchain, when it comes to having a marketplace built into the game that is functional and easy to use and easy to understand, our built-in marketplace feels like a first-in-class marketplace, right? It built it right into the STEPN app, so a new user doesn't have to think about, I have to move this NFT out of this wallet into this wallet and connect it to this marketplace and list it for sale and then move it back into the game. It's all built right into STEPN. So as you try to take those learnings that FSL learned from STEPN, what worked, and then what to implement in future games like Gas Hero, I would certainly think that you would want that same ease of use if you're going to scale to many, many users, right? To have a built-in GetDex, to have a built-in marketplace, to have those things happen. But at the same time, I can definitely feel that desire to maybe share that liquidity with a site like Mooar. No different than on STEPN, you've got m.stepen.com. So there's a website version where you can have that. Maybe for Gas Hero, you share that liquidity, share that trading. So anything listed in the in-app marketplace for Gas Hero maybe also lists on Mooar and vice versa. I hope that we can build towards that, because that would be that'd be an interesting thing. I'm sure we can't say too much there, but definitely something to look forward to, correct?
Yes, definitely. So there is one key difference between STEPN and Gas Hero is that before STEPN, there was no common marketplace we built. So now we have Mooar, right? So definitely there will be an easier connection we can make between the Gas Hero and Mooar.
Absolutely. I got a follow-up question on that. This one's for Tenue. So Tenue is we're thinking about like building liquidity and sharing liquidity between different games and more, right? Certainly that's something that you as a product manager and with the development team have thought about. Like should Mooar be an aggregator type website, and should all the listings on Mooar also be shown on all these other trading platforms, right? Secondary marketplaces, and should all the listings on other secondary marketplaces be shown on Mooar? Where are we at on that whole aggregation thing? Is that something that's in conversation? Is it something that we're definitely going to do? Is it something we could potentially do, or is it still kind of an undecided?
It's something we definitely want to do, and it's something already the dev team is already start their work on it. Nice. Probably like starting with the big common platforms. We started to aggregate, let's say, I don't know, it's just an example, maybe OpenSea or Blur at the beginning, and started to aggregate and indexing those top collections, and that's totally what we want. That's in terms of aggregator. And I think, is the questions also related to the game marketplace or just about trading aggregator?
Just trading overall. I was just thinking about Gas Hero, right? And if you've got the NFTs that are traded in the Gas Hero marketplace in-app, that could be shared to Mooar. What other things could be shared to Mooar, right? I know that in the past, we've been asked about having all the STEPN marketplace trading shareable on Mooar. Then there's reasons why, Jan, we didn't want to do that, correct? Then you start to think about like, all the trading that happens on all these other platforms and other games, and certainly there's opportunities there, right? To have those listings listed on Mooar as well, and vice versa. All the stuff listed on Mooar listed on other places. So it's exciting to hear that stuff's in the works for that. Probably can't go into too much detail, but I'm glad for that little bit of alpha that we got. Let's move on. Looking through September and other big things that have happened so far this month, certainly Talk Like a Pirate Day was a big one. For those that aren't familiar, every single Friday we have this Finding Satoshi drip collection. We drop a new collection of NFTs. It usually comes in multiple different rarities, and our community got really creative with GNT this most recent week, where we used a pirate themed with the Talk Like a Pirate Day week, and we allowed all of our community members to actually go into Mooar, use GNT to create this pirate-themed art, to submit their art to the Finding Satoshi quest board, our Zeely quest board, and then also to our drip team, our Finding Satoshi drip team. I think we had like 190 entries that came in. We ended up voting on all these. Internally, we had a ton of people. We collected all these images and put them on a spreadsheet. A ton of people that voted on these. It was really tough. There were so many great entries. We came up with the top 3 and then actually selected these winning images, right? And then made those the drop that went out for the drip event for that Friday on the Finding Satoshi drip collection. Every week, I think we're 7 weeks in now, we've had different things. Sometimes it's Steppen themed, sometimes it's Gas Hero themed, sometimes it's community based. It felt really good to involve the community to this and let the community be the artists, and then to be able to celebrate not only like their art that they created using GNT, but then also the prompt, the GNT prompt that they used to make this art, and the names of each of the community members for each of the 3 rarities, right? And then I think something that I have fun doing, at least myself, I don't know if anyway you ever do this, or Jan, if you've messed with it, is when I see a cool piece of art like this that I like that includes this GNT prompt, I go use that same prompt and throw it into GNT on the Mooar website and test and get similar images for myself. And I think that's a fun thing to do. You ever played with that, Jan? You ever played with other people's prompts and see what you get out of it?
I always play with other people's prompts. I'm very good at writing prompts, so I just Google, right, and then say, "Oh, good prompt," and then I'll try it.
Yeah. Sure. I use ChatGPT a lot too. Tenue, you ever do that? You ever use ChatGPT to help you make a prompt when you're goofing around with GNT?
I tried ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT for me personally doesn't work really well, but I really love reusing other people's, or like working on top of other people's prompts, because design is about iterations, right? We're just referencing works and helping each other, building our own, I don't know, like a library or whatsoever, so everybody can work, collaborate and reiterate and adding more, I don't know, creating energy on top of the existing work.
Sure. These community type events, I feel like, are the basis, the core of what Web3 is, right? We've seen such success with Steppen doing community things. Certainly Gas Heroes being built, very social and community based. Mooar as well. I mean, there's so much that happens in the Discord server, no different than this AMA, within these Zeely channels and all across all these social media platforms around the world. I really enjoyed this community feel to this. Do you think that's something we should lean into for future events? I mean, one I'm thinking about in my mind is the ability of like everybody in the community to maybe submit their PFP, and all of a sudden we create this mosaic image of everybody's images combined together that makes some greater image, and we have that be our weekly drop. Do you like the idea of really community focused type stuff when it comes to art and GNT and these events?
Yeah, collective works, collective art. You never know what's going to be ended up happen, and it can happen really greatly. It feels to me like saying you're watch a football game or soccer game in the US. So like people are doing the human wave stuff, and I think it's all those sort of community collaboration makes the live environment so much special than just sitting at home by yourself and watch a game. So I think it's same things apply to creation, applies to any Web3 events. a collaborative work is always exciting.
Sure. And I think about like the last month of September with these Drip Friday drops, right? And I think the first one of September, I think that was drop 5, was Steppen Ember 2, certainly celebrating the second anniversary, the birthday of Steppen with Steppen Ember. So we had the wrapped presents, right, and the kind of birthday cake party kind of feel. Drop 6 was robot themed within all of the weekly drip collections. So we did Biorobotic Soldier that tied back into Gas Hero. Drop 7 was this community event with this pirate and Talk Like a Pirate Day and all of our community members creating GNT images. And each one has this tie-in to Mooar and GNT, but then also ties into Steppen or to Gas Hero or to Mooar or to other things that are going on within FSL. Drop 8 will be coming this Friday. It'll be announced soon. Could be something Gas Hero related. I don't think I'm allowed to say quite yet what exactly it is. But for anybody that's not familiar with what we're talking about, you can go to d.rip, d.rip / I think it's Finding Satoshi. And we'll bring up our channel. It's free to subscribe. All of us can subscribe really easily. We have over 100,000 wallets that are subscribed to our Finding Satoshi drip collection. And every Friday we give out these additional drops. And who knows, maybe at some point we'll look at wallets and see who has all these things that they're collected and maybe come up with some way that we send out airdrops to them or have those wallets connected to Mooar and they can earn some kind of a something or could be things to look forward to. So that's definitely one worth signing up for. Gas Hero Phase 3, we've got all of these images, right, that have been coming in, these Genesis heroes that are being created by the community. And along with this Genesis competition that's going on the Gas Hero channels, we also have this 120,000 GMT competition that's going on within Mooar to really tie into GNT. And so each and every 48 hours, we've got this additional code name for a Gas Hero coming up where you can go to GNT, you can design these images, right, and then you can win tons and tons and tons of GMT. I think it's, like 10,000 GMT weekly that goes out to the winners a week for 120,000 GMT total. Tons of entries have been coming in for those. Do you feel pressure, Tenue, as you're thinking about GNT and how I know we got a lot of questions in chat. I got a bunch that are typed in already here that I'm getting ready to ask, but do you feel pressure to constantly be upgrading GNT as you see the community use it more and more and the art that they're generating with it?
Yeah, slowly graduating, getting better. But we want to definitely make a better feedback system to let the model to, train itself based on the feedback. That's our goal. So far, it's still we're constantly upgrading it. In a way, I don't think it can be self-evolve that good where I'm not so satisfied with it yet, but that's definitely something we're working towards.
Perfect. Well, that leads us into a couple audience questions. Again, if you're in the Discord live stage listening right now, there is a text bubble up in the top right that will open up a chat down the right-hand side of your screen. There are live chats going on, questions are being asked, and we are going to be answering these questions and giving out prizes to go with it. The next couple have to do with GNT, so perfect timing for that. Coinbank 20 ask, are you planning to develop GNT? Because sometimes, according to the sentences, we write to create an NFT, and the NFT doesn't have like the exact features that we want. I certainly fought with it anyway. I think as I was first experimenting with Midjourney and Stable Diffusion and DALL-E and then GNT when it came online and through the different versions of GNT, I feel like when I first started using GNT, my mindset was like, okay, I've got an image in my mind that I want to create. How do I come up with the perfect words to make that image in my mind? And I fought it. I fought the tool, right? And it was really hard to make that image have the exact background color and to have the exact, exactly what I wanted, all the features, all the attributes, all the design characteristics. And I got better with my prompts, right? But I feel like what really accelerated my knowledge of how to use GNT was to use it as almost a brainstorming tool to allow the AI to come up with really cool images and to see what different words would create what different kind of images, and then almost like reverse engineer it to then use those prompts to create similar things in the future. I guess that doesn't help with the question. The question then takes that, right? Fighting with the prompts and what prompts create what images. And then, of course, from your side, from the development team side, what are you guys looking at doing as you develop GNT over time? I'm sure there's another version planned at some point. What's next for GNT?
One aspect is first of all, we built a library which is helping, like we asked permissions from a lot of good creators. They share their work along with their prompts. So people, first of all, like one of the easy ways is you can go to the library and then reuse the prompt and reiterate on top of that. That's the first way. I know that the library is not as constant, constant updating. But in the future, we want to make it in a way that all the creators can share your work that you'll be proud of to the library. And if your prompt get reused, you probably get rewards for credits. In that way, we have, will be like people, community contributing to the library. And also like people, by reusing it, we can like organically seeing which phrase or which prompts works better. So yeah, that's one way. And a second way, of course, in terms of, for Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, like all these big models are built on natural language, understanding natural language, and then transform the language description into an image, right? I'm not saying like I think we did a great job on GNT, but I'm not saying like we are like competing on that natural language model with Midjourney, for example. But I think one of the very special thing about GNT on Mooar is that we are a NFT AI art tool. So meaning that we have something built special for NFT. So our model actually is trained based on the property names and trait names associating with the graphic features. So I know the questions been asked earlier is sort of how do you make the graphic the way that you intend, like you want it to go, right? So maybe next time you guys can try including some property or traits name. If you're selecting one of the styles, right, in the model, you're trying to use some of the words in that collection, traits or property, it will have sometimes really good results because our model can sort of understanding those words. For example, like if you use Midjourney, right? If you say something with the word, or I don't know, I don't remember specific names, but if you're just using a NFT trait name, probably Midjourney won't be understanding it as that NFT property. It will understand it as that phrase, meaning of that phrase in just general English. But for our GNT, we'll like associating that directly with the NFT feature. So hopefully you can have some fun with using those type of prompts, NFT prompts.
And that was huge alpha to me, Tenue, that I had just learned like within the last week. I don't think I fully understood how these, not really profile engines, but how these styles were created, right? We have the ability as an end user, as a community member, to go in and upload our own art. That's what came along with version 3 of GNT. To create our own profile image of, let's say, my face, and that way I can put my face in these images and create NFTs from them. But what you're describing, that when you train these styles, and this goes perfect with our next audience question coming from Paradox. Paradox was asking, will you be adding more styles to the GNT creation tool? Great question, Paradox. So what I just learned recently is that when you train these styles, you aren't just training like a profile engine like we do that captures kind of what a base image looks like. And then you can take that base image, like I do my face with a profile image, and then can put my face on any body or in any landscape. But you also train the attributes of those collections. so that if I want to, let's say, choose a style that's built in GNT and say, okay, put glasses on that style, that result won't be as successful as if I actually dig into that exact collection and I look at what are the names of the attributes of that collection and then use those exact words. So that was huge for me to start to use those terms, the actual names of the attributes, instead of describing what I thought it should be, like add glasses. No, it's not glasses. It's what's the attribute name of, that image that has glasses on it. That was cool. So with that in mind, are we going to be adding more styles to the GNT creation tool? Is that something in the works?
Yeah, we're in the future. We're adding a very hot collections in a very recent, and I think I'm not sure should we announce it now or not, because James, you're the head of BD, and I know you have a collection with their community. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? But we are constantly adding new styles, and one of the hot collections will be added. Yeah, as James just said, I think going back to the GNT technology part. So for the profile engine, for example, if I train a profile engine with 10 images, then you use your own profile engine to generate images. The style will be like pretty stable. We're trying to, just mapping the source image, 10 source image or 20 source image style onto your creation. So it will be more or less very similar to the source image, whereas the default styles that you can just choose from GNT directly, trained by us, gives you more flexibility. Just as James said, if you use the names in attributes, it will understand it. For example, like right now I'm looking at Bored Apes BAYC, right? And one of the traits name is sailor shirt. But if you just use a random model, right? If you use Midjourney to do sailor shirt, it probably just come up with a random sailor shirt style on Google image. But for us, if you choose the ape, if you choose sailor shirt, it will sort of be close to the BAYC sailor shirt property look. So that's the directions that we're working on. I cannot guarantee, because like AI is like a black box. So we cannot guarantee it's like super accurate, but definitely you will see the hints of that features you included in the prompt.
Sure. I'm looking at the clock. We've got like 8 minutes left before the top of the hour, and I think we've got 15 more topics to talk about, and a bunch more community questions and giveaways to go through. So I apologize if I start rushing you guys, but we got a lot left. Thank you for all the questions. Keep them coming in the chat, please. As we start looking at upcoming events, current events going on, and updates coming to the website for the next month, for the month of October. Certainly, we've got a massive event happening right now. We have 10 of these Gas Hero badges that we're giving away. We have a trading competition, another NFT Derby type trading competition going on right now. 3 different tasks, 24 hours for each task. Task 1, I think we're in the middle of. Maybe we just have a few minutes left of this one. This is the buying and selling of a Solana Ferment NFT on Mooar, right, on the secondary market. To be eligible for a ticket, all the trading prices have to be above 10 GMT. One item can generate 2 tickets between 2 specific wallets. So if you try to cheat the system and like take one particular Ferment NFT and trade it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, you're not going to get infinite tickets that way, right? This is a common question that has certainly come up. When you think about what's a Ferment collection and what isn't a Ferment collection, pretty much anything that's been generated with GNT and made into a collection, right, that's on its own collection page, isn't a part of that catch-all where you mint them one NFT at a time and it kind of goes all together. But it either launched on the carousel or launched on its own page. Those are all part of the Ferment Launchpad, regardless of what we call it. If you call it Ferment Priority or Ferment Instant or Community Mint or whatever, that's all part of the Ferment Launchpad, and those should all count. Please note that term Community Mint, it's been rebranded to Instant Ferment, so those will all be counted for this event. Any other details you should let us know about Tenueway for that first task? Anything else people should be aware of?
Yeah, so basically we trying to avoid some cheatings. So that's why we kind of adding some additional rules on that. But generally, the best way to find all the Fairmint collections, you can go to either the carousel or you can just go to the Fairmint page and search for the past Fairmints at the bottom, and there will be like all the historical Fairmints collections in that in that row, and it will all count for task 1.
Perfect. As we look forward to task 2 and task 3, those have not been announced yet to my knowledge, right? I think they're still secret what the things will be for that task. If I were to give you a hint, I would say that if task 1 is on specifically maybe one blockchain, you think about there's multiple blockchains on Mooar, maybe there's a possibility task 2 and task 3 have to do with other blockchains. I don't know. Could be something else. Any other hints you can think of, Tenuwe, that we might want to leak a little bit?
Task 2 and task 3?
Yeah, to get these 10 gas hero badges. I want one. I want a gas hero badge.
Yeah, I want one too. I don't have one yet.
No. I'm trying to get one. I'm looking at all these different competitions and trying to figure out which ones can I join where like they anonymously draw a winner so a team member can win. And I'll figure out some way to get it. You guys will be seeing about task 2 here very soon. We've had some other recent exciting updates on the Mooar website over the course of September that I don't think we've dug into mobile yet quite, right? And as we start to look forward anyway to the month of October and what's coming in the month of October, I would assume having all of the more features available on mobile is one that you and the development team are working hard on. Can you tell us a little bit? I know we're starting to run low on time. Tell us a little bit about mobile and what you guys are doing with Mooar to make it work on mobile. What works already and what's coming next?
Yeah, the general tradings and everything is available on Mooar Mobile, as always. And we added the sweep tool, and it's already launched for quick buying, right? And we are still working on bulk listing, raffle mints. I know a lot of people are waiting for GNT on mobile. That's the one that we're working towards. We have some huge updates recently, but we will after these huge updates, we will immediately start working on GNT on mobile. That's one of the most important for creators. And right now we are working on a fresh UI with we're going to be enabling dark mode on the website. And everything, the visual, the details, the experience will be more consistent after we upgrade all the design system. Yeah, that's basically it. And we're preparing for a new level and rewarding system. That's the big things that we're working on.
Very nice. Very, very nice. I know some are asking about future raffle mints. I got a question here from JRA0913. Ask, what is Wizardry? Can you tell us something more? There was a pre-announcement that has gone out from the Wizardry team. I think we also retweeted it from the Mooar official account. All the details of that next raffle mint aren't up yet. I'm trying to think. When it comes to Wizardry, what can we tell you? Certainly, I think you guys can Google Wizardry and see the project. You can see who it came from. This ties to an INO, right? Their initial NFT offering. These Wizardry NFTs seem to be very coveted. From what I've seen, this is a project that is huge in the Japanese community. Jan, you were just recently in that part of the world, right? And went to a couple different events. Did you get any interaction? We probably can't say too much, but did you get to interact at all with that Wizardry team and kind of see the excitement with the Japanese community when it comes to that project?
I think Mabel was there. I was there for the WebEx, which is last month, I believe. And it was also, there was a Japanese game show as well. I think Mabel was there to talk to them. So I think that's after I left Japan. This happened.
Could be. Very cool. What I can say is I know they're launching their INO on the Mooar raffle mint. We're going to be announcing more details in the next few days. Certainly, this is probably something you could be looking forward to hearing an AMA. I would not be surprised if this time around we don't do an AMA, a Twitter space, right? An X space, I guess it is now, in both English and in Japanese this time. So look for those early next week, and And who knows, maybe we'll have opportunities to get into that raffle mint next week, which would be fantastic. Got another question here from Kleber, one of our ambassadors. He actually pulled this from another community member. Kleber says, got a question from JD. He couldn't be here live. He asked if Mooar could give the option for the creator to choose between the kind of different 12-hour time frames when they're launching on that promoted Fairmint. Because sometimes the 12-hour window that they get assigned from the team or from the system is a time where on their part of the world, it's in the middle of the night. And JD wants to know if there's a possibility of when somebody submits their Fairmint collection to be promoted on that carousel, if they could choose their 12-hour window. Is that something we've looked at, Tenuwe?
Yeah, I think right now some creators has contacted our team. I think previously there are some examples they want to be scheduled, like because for a specific date and specific time window. I think, of course, in the future we should consider to make it automated, whereas like people, of course, in the recent months probably it's already all full, but if you want to choose a specific time, specific dates, specific time of the day, you'll be able to schedule that. I think, that's a really good call out. We will put that onto our roadmap.
Very nice. We're nearing the top of the hour here. Maybe we're right at the exact top of the hour. Let me go through giveaways real quick, and then we can do some closing thoughts. Giveaways for this particular Discord AMA for Mooar. We had a couple different ones, right? We've got this animated Steppen Drip House OG sneaker. To enter, you had to like, retweet, and comment the Twitter post, the X post. You had to follow Mooar Official. You had to join us here live in Discord. You had to stay tuned in until the end of the live event and get proof that you were here with a screenshot. So please now take screenshots. Show your PFP is here. One winner is going to be selected at random, so we'll randomly select somebody that liked, retweeted, and commented on that post while following Mooar Official and is here live, and we'll be contacting that random winner. Be careful, tons of scammers out there, but have your proof ready that you were here. We've got 5 additional Steppen Drip common sneakers that'll be given out to people that ask good live questions during the event. We've gone through several of those, so look forward to be reached out to. I think we asked questions from Exotic and Valmints and Coinbank 20 and Paradox and JRA and Kleber, JD, maybe by way of Kleber. So we'll reach out to you as well. We also have a Finding Satoshi Zealy Quest Board password. So if you're a part of the Finding Satoshi Zealy Quest Board and you're looking for the current password to be able to get your additional XP, for those that have not joined, please join. That's definitely something, great community event. That's a thing you want to be a part of. All kinds of rewards being given out. And I do believe that as we end the end of this September, that ends the current season. For those not aware, the Zealy Quest Board is set up on a seasonal model. So what we do by intention is every 3 months we reset all of the rankings, so anybody new joining into the Finding Satoshi Zealy Quest Board has an equal opportunity to compete and be at the top of the rankings like everybody else. And so starting the beginning of October, brand new opportunities. So if you've not joined and you felt like you missed out on your opportunity, it was too late and people were too far ahead, now is the perfect opportunity to join. The Finding Satoshi Zealy Quest Board password is Mooar NFT, all capitals, all one word. MOOAR NFT, all capital letters, all set up, all one word. What have we missed? Any closing thoughts, Leon? I know you had a bunch of thoughts of things that have gone on. Anything we didn't cover today, or any closing thoughts you have for us?
Some of the thought mainly just I think on a philosophical level. Or more on the directional level of because we keep thinking this the same question of looking at how the fungible exchanges shift. Let's say pre 2016 and versus the 2016 to 2018 of the for people that don't familiar with it, that period is more like you have like 100,000 of the token exchanges. Just having all the wild ideas, right? So, even now the Blur can be compared to, for example, the F token. What is the name? Yes, F token. which been really popular of the similar idea, right? So what happened in the past, you can almost find exact references. So now we're just really just pondering of how the marketplace should be heading, right? So one of the thinking was we really need to make a distinction between the utility NFT and the collectible NFT, and also the utility plus collectible NFT. So that should be like 3 different categories, and we should treat them sort of differently. Because now we only have more of a collectible NFTs been trading quite a lot on the marketplace. Because if you are having a utility NFT, most likely you're going to have your own NFT marketplace. So then for the public NFT marketplace, you'll probably just end up with a lot of the collectibles. But the issue with the collectible is that why it should be collectible, right? So I've actually been to the KBW, the Korea at the same time of the KBW. There was also I think one of the biggest Korean art show. So I went there. I think one of the art I remember is you have this one single guy, right? His whole art is to have a pencil and then black out a piece of newspaper, right? And also they're going to take maybe him a whole week, just to keep scratching on this piece of newspaper. And you see these whole black pieces of paper, and so I was looking at what is this, and then I read the description. I say, okay, this is actually a proof of work, right? So you prove that you've done a tremendous amount of time on this piece of newspaper. And this actually got me thinking of how can we make NFTs also have some form of proof of art, right? Definitely the mosaic piece art, is one of the proof of art that you can create like 10,000 pieces of NFT and you put them together as more of a portrait or something else. Then you prove, okay, under this one single of image, right, is pieces together by tens of thousands of NFTs or art. I think that also works. So I think now we really need to looking at how can we make the whole space better, to make the collectible actually collectible, and to make the utility actually have utilities, and also to make utility plus collectible have a place where they could have some, let's say, speculations, right? But again, that's a lot of sort of, what I see, and sort of thinking what should we do, and what should we develop. Many of these, I think, down the track will translate into product or product feature on more, so that we want to be on the right track for the future NFTs.
I love what you said, Jan, about having a piece of art is made up of potentially tens of thousands of other pieces of art or images. I have this vision in my mind, the Steppen community, maybe as a part of this Steppen Ember and the second anniversary of Steppen, where we get all of the Steppen community members, all of the FSL community members to all share their profile photo in some way and combine all those profile photos of our entire community together to make one image, and maybe we can make that a part of a future weekly Finding Satoshi drip drop. I think that would be an awesome celebration of who we are as an FSL community, all of us combined together to make one piece of art with all of us individually, and then we can zoom in and find ourselves like a fine Waldo. I think that would be a blast. We're way over on time. Yeah, so many fun things to come. Tenue, any final closing thoughts? We covered so much on Mooar, everything that's happened with Mooar over the course of September, some hints of some things that are coming over October. Anything we didn't touch on, or any closing thoughts?
The time is short, so we can leave the important details later in the next one. But we just want to say that we have a huge rewarding system that we're working on, and huge incentives for tradings with real money. And we can just hint a little bit right now, and we can probably give more details in the next one.
And mobile as well, right? So for those that
Yeah,
did
mobile
not
as
hear,
well.
you can certainly go to something like a Phantom browser or a MetaMask on that little browser button in the bottom right-hand corner when you're in that app. Navigate to Mooar.com, log in, see what works, see what doesn't work, give us some feedback. Tenue and the development team are certainly working on getting every feature that's available within Mooar, including GNT and everything to work through mobile. It's not all there yet. It's certainly not something that we want to make any big announcements about because we're just bringing on the things one at a time. But as you discussed earlier, there's a lot of that coming hopefully over the course of the next month or so, correct?
Yep, totally.
Fantastic. Appreciate everybody for being here. All the phenomenal audience questions. So many questions here in chat that we didn't get an opportunity to answer. Maybe we'll have a way to go through and pick out some of these and ask them of Tenue and Jan and the development team and the whole team here at FSL. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for another successful month on Mooar. Probably one of the most successful growth months we've had in the history of the platform. So many exciting things to come over the course of the next month and years as we're getting closer and closer to Gas Hero and so many other things coming. Anybody needs anything, please reach out to our moderators within Discord. Please join there. Reach out to our ambassadors. Let the team know. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think about trading on Mooar and what you think about the overall UI and the experience. Constantly trying to seek this feedback and improving the platform, and development teams working overtime to add so many of these new features and change and update and make it the best that it can possibly be. And I'm really excited about what's to come. I appreciate everybody being here. Anything else?
I think that's all. I mean, again, I think one thing I miss is that I think in the future we want to make the whole platform of Mooar a place that where people have good experience and good memory, and also a good way to participate, not just trading NFTs, right? So trading NFT, yes, it's just one of the, I think, feature on our platform, but they're going to be fun, right? So that's the thing that we want to focus.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you all. Talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Sure. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.